This one is called
Perfect.
The Pants. Take 8.
Do we have all the readings?
Welcome to Funniest Thing with Daryl and Ed, the best looking guys on the radio. We all know the funniest things happen when we stop taking ourselves too seriously and step out boldly, like Mr. Magoo blindly stepping onto the next swinging girder and falling into an outrageous jackpot. Your hosts, Daryl and Ed, are about to administer a refreshing dose of laughter and love that will inspire you to step out boldly and experience the funniest things. Now, here are your hosts, Daryl and Ed.
Welcome to Funniest Thing,
Yes.
where each week we share stories about how stepping out boldly always leads to better than expected outcomes.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
I'm Daryl,
And I'm Ed.
and we're broadcasting live from downtown Culver City, middle school studios in downtown Culver City, the heart of Screenland. Can you believe it? We had a very special guest in the studio.
Yes, I know. I could not believe it when I saw.
Paulette Pipe.
Yes.
Yes. What's the name of her show?
Touching the Stillness.
Touching the Stillness.
I think I have that right.
Oh my God.
Can we get audio from Paulette? Can we hear her voice? Come on. Say hello. Just a hello.
Just say a hello, or they won't believe me.
This is not nap time. Make no mistake.
Oh my God! Wow!
Hi guys, how are you?
Oh my gosh, better than ever now. You were the boost we needed.
This is just what we needed. She's wearing purple, too.
Yes.
The color of
Oh,
royalty.
man.
You should see her in person, folks. Forget
Oh,
that
my gosh.
headshot. She is so
Smoking.
good looking and young looking
Oh my gosh. We thought she was an intern when we saw her in the background.
in
here.
Jeff's studio.
Yes.
I thought, wow, who's he got in there today?
That's right. That's right.
Well, we're so glad you're with us. And if you're a listener and you're looking for a show that's not so manic and you just want to hear
someone who can help you touch the stillness.
yes, try tuning into that. And there's a whole bunch in the archive. So
That's
even if you
right.
miss it live, you can listen to any one and just like pick it and point your finger and click on it, and you'll get a great grounding meditation.
That's right. That's right.
So today's title,
Oh, it's Daryl. What is today's title?
freedom's just another word for new thoughts to choose.
That's right. Because missing the mark is not a sin. If we feel defeated by our thinking, we are free to choose new thoughts. We just have to relax and know that God's will for us always feels good. And during the second segment, Funniest Thing fan Jenn Henry drops in from Chicago to read and discuss today's daily word, free.
Free.
Free! So
That's right.
free. You know what? Why don't we start with the breast? Because we don't really know what we're about to talk about. But we did get a great letter
Oh, that's
from
right.
Kathy Quinn.
You know, two things are really coming together.
Oh my
Because
gosh, Paulette Pipe?
Paulette Pipe was a great surprise
Yes.
because I'm sure our fans are going to hear all about how my head was whoop.
Yup, up your own pipe.
Yes. And we got saved by the bell with this letter from a fan.
That's right. And Kathy Quinn said, Dear Daryl and Ed, I woke up this morning with this line in my head, when God's in charge, life is large. My first thought was that must have been the name of a Funniest Thing episode. I was going to ask you when I was on the show today, but of course I was so drawn into what you guys were saying that I totally forgot. So my question is, was that an episode title, or is my thinking being influenced by your show? Either way, it's all good. Keep up the good work, Kathy Quinn. If it's not the name of a show, feel free to steal my idea. And funniest thing, Kathy, because the one missing piece for today's episode, when we looked on the mailbag and got this letter, was the breaths. The three breaths.
we actually settled on 3 breaths.
Oh, that's true.
But I think God had better ideas for us.
That's true. And we were gonna go with if my mind's off the mark, I bend over and fart.
Yes, and we loved that because it tickled our fancy.
We said, yeah, that's a great way to relax if your head is,
And-
telling you things you don't want to be hearing and are not very helpful.
And realize, to laugh at yourself that
Yeah.
this is all just malarkey.
So
But
we were all strapped into the monkey to the Funniest Thing wagon and ready to say if our mind's off the mark, we just bend over and fart when we got this letter.
Yes, and I guess God had better plans. So these are going to be our 3 breaths.
That's
Thank
right.
you, Kathy Quinn, for
God-
saving our show. And
We must have been off the mark, and God, through Kathy Quinn, has redirected us. So
or we were going to be off the air if we used those 3 breaths.
that's actually one of the more tame things that you've said recently,
Oh, that's true.
Mr. Chips.
Well, listen to some of our archives and you may hear some really crazy things.
True. So let's take a breath to clear our mind. Here we go. Here we go. When God's in charge, life is large.
When God's in charge, life is large.
When God's in charge, life is large. All right. Speaking of life is large. So today's show is all based on today's daily word, which is free.
And specifically, that we're free to choose our thoughts.
That's right.
And you know what this reminded me of? We didn't know we had anything to talk about, and it just hit me.
What?
This is a lot of, we all think, I mean, we're never really taught that we really have the power to choose our thoughts. I mean, I was never taught that as a kid, were you? I mean, everything just seems like incidents or experiences or situations occur, and then thoughts come.
Right, and you are how you react to situations, and you begin to believe that that's who you are. And you're also often told this is what you have to think. You know what I'm saying? And so that there's a lot of convoluted messages related to that.
And it's also that great slogan, which is E plus R. This is the solution, rather. E plus R equals O, which means experience plus my response, our reaction, our response, equals the outcome.
Experience plus response
equals outcome. And the only thing we have power over in that is our response.
That's right.
But we can choose wisely.
That's right. And maybe let's do a couple readings.
These readings are so good.
So if you go to DarylNed.com, the reading list, everything we read is there. You can click on a link and get it and order it online from someone who will send it to you. So DarylNed.com reading list. This book is called The 10 Commandments by Emmett Fox. Page 134, he says, every problem has a solution. There is no difficulty that can come to you or me for which there is not a solution, and for which we shall not find a solution in time if we persevere. Some problems last a long time, some is short, but always there is a solution, and always the solution is to turn from the outer to the inner. And then on page 145, he said, the whole teaching of Jesus is that the outer is but the result of the inner. As you believe, so do you express. If you want peace, harmony, love, abundance, and health in your life, then you must begin by changing the inner. And the way to do that is to believe that God is working through you. Quietly turn to Him and claim that He is guiding, strengthening you, opening your way. Quietly believe it. That is the secret of life, and that secret will open any door, bridge any gap, remove any obstacle, retrieve any mistake, shut out any sin, and clear up any grief, because it is claiming and realizing His presence, and in His presence is fullness of joy.
And that's really cooperating with what is. Yeah. And this morning I was so depressed, and I'm trying to pinpoint what is, just overwhelmed.
Right.
With everything. I'm just throwing everything on my brain, and none of it's real, but it feels so real. Except I think the underlying thing is I'm feeling a lot of lack of control with my cat's healing.
Yeah.
Because Francis is still not 100%, and it feels very distressing to me. And giving him his medicine, and he doesn't enjoy it.
Right.
So I think that little fear just created an avalanche of nonsense.
I see.
So this morning I had to make myself, I didn't want to. Like, that's the hard part. If you're going through an experience, and your mind is reacting to it from old habit of reacting to these things.
Well, let's just pause there, because when the E plus R equals O thing, the experience plus response equals outcome.
Right.
The tricky part is that in between there's also like a subconscious reaction based on the way you've reacted in the past or experience. So and learning how to deal with that is really what our show is all about, so that you can respond in a new way,
Yes.
right? That's what you're talking about, and that's where
Yes.
the trick comes in, because your subconscious mind is coughing up all this pus, as we say, devil's last ditch. Good. Not only is Francis going through stuff, but there's so much good happening in your life and change for the better, that it's coughing up all these old reactions to being out of control.
Oh my God. And speaking of Kathy Quinn, something on her Facebook actually helped me last night. It said, instead of focusing on everything that's stressing,
Yes.
look at the things that are blessings.
Yeah. Yes.
And you'll notice there's always more blessings than stressings.
Well, yes, exactly.
And my mind even then goes, I know that's true. I go, my emotional reasoning was kind of really shutting the door on any of this.
Right.
But what I want to say is this morning, in spite of all that, I just kept putting one foot in front of the other. I was almost saying, like, I don't even want to do this show today. Like, that's getting in the way of my misery.
Yes,
but the sober,
of course.
the little voice in there's going, no, Daryl, whenever you do the show, you feel so much better.
I would be
so
surprised
focused.
if that voice didn't say that about the show. It's always going to find the thing that is the most uplifting for you and say, I don't want any part of that.
Yeah, and discount it, the resistance.
Yeah.
So we understand that sometimes it's hard. It's hard for us too, for myself and Ed. And I just said, you know what, Ed and I normally get together at 10. I woke up a little late. I had the cat to give medicine to and all that. So Ed was like, well, we'll catch up later. And I explained, well, I think I should go walk up the hill.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I was halfway there and I'm thinking I should just turn around. And if something in my mind said, just keep going.
Yeah.
And then another voice said, yeah, but you're getting hungry. It said, just keep going.
Yeah.
That really helped me, because when you go out for a walk, you're affirming life.
True.
And then the healthier thoughts started coming, and then Ed and I got together, and then we get here and Paulette pipes in the studio everything.
Well, I was thinking for people like her show, Touching the Stillness, is a great, if you're having a kind of moment like you were having this morning, that we all have, it's good that her show is Touching the Stillness is a good tool that you can go to the archives and listen to any of those episodes, because the whole idea is, and that's what our show is about, you can't change your thoughts until first you touch the stillness, till first you get into harmony with God, with the silent, like that quiet, because you can't go from 60 miles an hour in the wrong direction to 60 miles an hour in the right direction. First you have to slow down.
But you know what my problem is?
What?
I'm like the little boy whose mommy wants to give him medicine that I know is going to make better, and I'm going, no. Like, I know all this stuff works, and I catch myself going, oh, I'm definitely not going to listen to a meditation now because I want to. Yeah. It's crazy. But the good news is at least I give in to the healthier
that's what
choice.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
exactly.
So we're just letting you know, if you do I'm not taking, no. Just eventually you'll wear yourself out and say yes.
Our mind gets like I work with a lot of kids. Our mind is just like a kid who's overtired. Once it starts doing all that stuff, we have to find a way to remember that it will calm down. It will respond to us in a new way when we respond in a new way to it. Like you going for the walk.
Yes.
Whether it's listening to Touching the Stillness, Funniest Thing with Daryl and Ed, discovering Eric Butterworth, whatever. I listen to these Abraham meditations I have. It's like, whatever it is. And like you said, it's not your momentum maybe not going in that direction at that moment. But so it takes you got to step out. Because I was freaking out about God knows what this weekend when I was at the beach surfing of all things. And I got out and I realized, I had that moment of clarity where I realized, dude, the only thing that's really going, quote, wrong right now is my mind is coming up with some really bad choices of things that I might do next. It's making up all these things about how bad it is and about money, and it was totally exaggerating out of fear that something might be wrong, And it was just I was able to calm down, and also I told myself, all right, I'm going way too fast. Let me just slow down and let God catch up with me, because that's the other thing. God will catch up with me if I slow down.
Thank God, because I was not thinking I don't want to actually kill myself, or jump off this hill, but be great if I could just evaporate.
You did text that to me several times. I just want to evaporate. So I just kept sending you pictures of selfies with people that love you. I was like, Oh my God! I was hoping you were going to.
It eventually worked.
Plus, our show could be called "Get Him to the Greek" because every week it's like, all right, here we go. It's a miracle when we land on our feet in front of this mic every week.
One more positive thing before I read this that actually helped me.
Yeah.
Because while I was walking, you know how we hear a lot that the thoughts we hold in mind, like today's daily word, produce in their kind.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I started really going, oh no, I'm thinking all these negative thoughts. Now I'm going to bring more hell into my life. And I'm like, good, just what you deserve. And I said, thank God that life flows in a positive direction and that it's always in our favor. The deck stacked in our favor.
Yes,
so that even if you're thinking horrible thoughts, it does not mean you're going to produce those after they're kind. It means it's coming up to be let out like pus.
Yes.
Because it's your overall beliefs that produce beliefs.
Yeah, it's on the way out.
Yes.
That's the thing to remember. It's not on the way in.
And it feels bad because it's not congruent with the real me.
Yes, exactly.
Now the reading from this is from Jesus Christ Heals, which is by Charles Fillmore. And you ready? From page 135.
Yeah.
Good thing I brought my glasses.
Yes, it is.
Trust God in all things and see the result made apparent by the mental currents that you set going all about you. You will find that your ideas have broadened immensely to begin with. The little world has been transformed into a big world. You have begun to think about realities instead of appearances.
Yes.
Your mind is more alert, and you can discern when before you were in doubt. Your body is vital, and you are free from inharmony and weakness.
Yes.
You are not so fearful. The consciousness that there is a divine hand guiding the universe and you has given you a feeling of security. This has extended to your body and your affairs. There is an absence of prejudice and fault-finding in you. You do not judge so harshly. You are more generous, and others respond by being more generous too. Things are coming your way now where you once thought they were blocked.
Yes.
This is not only true of your own particular life and affairs, but if you are observing, you will notice its effect in a measure upon those with whom you come in contact. They are getting more substantially healthy and happy as well.
Right. Read that first paragraph on 134 too. It's really good. I mean the bottom paragraph there.
Oh.
This is good, Ed. This is a good. No, this is good right here. It's good right here.
Got that. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
There is a way, the highway of the Lord. Will you take that way? It is a broad way, and there is room for everybody. Jesus called it the kingdom of the heavens and said that all these things should be added to those who sought it. This implies that you do not have to fully to enter this kingdom in order to have these things added, but you do have to seek. You must turn your attention in the right direction. Then they begin to come to you. Isn't that great?
It's such a relief.
Because it just means I just have to turn toward God,
and
it already starts to heal. My affairs begin to heal. My mind begins to heal. Things are being set right.
Yeah. And I'll tell you this, it's in the end it becomes once we buy into the realization that we don't have to change ourselves. Ourself is God. It's in God. It's all we have to do is change the direction our mind is focusing. Because when we're focused on fear and doubt and worry, it's focusing in a way that is not true or congruent with who we are.
And look, he's given us,
that goes perfect with our final song.
I was going to say that.
All right, well, coming up next, Funniest Thing fan, Jenn Henry, drops by all the way from Chicago to read and discuss the daily word, which is free. So thank you for listening to Funniest Thing on Unity Online Radio.
Speaking of free, if you're watching this on YouTube, this break is free!
Yeah, it's an added bonus.
Oh, wait, someone's coming up. Is it Jenn Henry? Jenn Henry is going to see Paulette Pipe too. This is like celebrity sighting for everybody.
Spiritual
Don't
boner.
You leave. Okay.
Hello?
Oh, wait.
Oh, she's here.
Okay, now Jenn Henry, can you see into
Hello?
Yeah, we're here. Can you see?
And Jeff Comfort didn't even put his head down and go nuts.
Now look, do you see that hot? No, that hot intern is Paulette Pipe.
How are you? I haven't seen you in a long time.
I know. How are you guys?
Good. Leslie and I are doing well.
Oh, you mean you guys met in person?
Yes.
Doesn't she look great in person?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to introduce her. I'm gonna bring my wife out there with me and I'm gonna pay for the headshots because she looks so much better. She looks like a beautiful. What's the name of Scary Spice's real name? The one that I'm in love with.
I don't know. I was looking at her online the other day, but I don't remember what her name was.
We were also obsessed with Downtown Julie Brown when we were kids. Me and Ed used to love her.
Daryl has a spiritual boner right now for all our YouTube listeners.
It's true. Wait, I gotta get my water.
Give all of us an attack. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
The other week at work, and I was dying. I was like, oh my god. Well, not at my work. Not that you were there, but
I see.
yeah, the lighting is horrible here. Hold on.
Okay. So at the beginning, I think I'm going to read this little piece from.
Oh, good.
We'll kick it off with that.
There, is that better? Yeah.
Oh, baby, nice. Look at that. You got the whole curtain and everything. You're in a photo booth?
It's the photo booth in the dining room.
I can't
Good. It's
believe
fantastic.
you girls have everything.
I know.
Oh, we do here. It's the Henry House of Crazy.
With the in-home photo booth.
I just walked in the door. Oh my god, I was freaking out. Traffic was insane.
Oh, same thing
So
happened with
did
us.
us.
And Daryl had to poop,
Oh
no
my
less.
god. I was like, they're gonna kill me. Jeff Comfort's gonna have a heart attack.
We knew you were gonna make it. We even stalled because we wrote the wrong name on the list.
Plus, when Jeff gets nervous, he has this 100-pound gummy whale that he chews on. So you don't ever worry about Jeff. He gnaws on that gummy whale.
Why is Jeff turning red?
Aww.
Oh my god, you are there. Hope says hi.
Oh my gosh, yes she does. Where's Jeff Comfort?
Uh-oh.
I'm right here.
Okay. You turned into the Unity
My
online.
camera just failed for some reason.
Oh,
I
I
don't know why.
Okay.
Well, we're ready when you are.
Yeah, about 25 seconds.
25 seconds.
When we get to the prayer channel, I'm going to tell how I finally did a prayer we were at Mama's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that puppy poo-poo.
I know.
Mr. French and
I
Gabby.
know, I can smell poo-poo somewhere in the house.
Yeah,
and
well,
that sounds
join
like
the
Daryl.
club. Lori just keeps...
I was like, seriously, guys.
Lori just
Hi,
keeps
Mr.
bringing
French.
them home.
Oh.
Do you see him? Do you see Mr.
Oh
French?
my god.
On the radio. If you have a question or comment about today's
Okay,
show,
sis.
or if you'd like to join in the discussion, friend us on Facebook at Funniest Thing with Daryl and Ed,
Yeah, that's it.
or email us at funniestthing@unityonlineradio.org. Now, back to Funniest Thing.
Welcome back.
Yes.
You know what,
We
Ed?
made it.
You know what?
What?
Freedom's just another word for new thoughts to choose.
Yeah.
That's today's title, listeners.
That's right. And if you don't know, that we also have all these episodes in their fullness, including the breaks on our YouTube channel. If you go to DarylAndEd.com, there's a tab for the YouTube channel.
And why don't you tell them the other page while you're at it? If you're interested.
Oh, yeah.
We actually do every week. We post what's called the show script.
Yep.
And that has all the readings from the preceding show.
And the mail.
The
everything.
mail, you could
The
read
breaths.
the breaths. So if you if you heard something from today's show
Right.
that was in a reading and you said, oh, what was that reading? I can't remember it. And you don't want to buy the book,
Right.
you just go to our page.
Even the YouTube episode will be there.
Yes, it will.
That's right. That's right. And something good that just before the show popped into my hands from Raymond Charles Barker, The Power of Decision, that I was compelled to read, because there's new thoughts to choose. And when we get our mind flowing with God in the spiritual flow, he says, the unknown waves of the Spirit can be known by me. I am in a spiritual explanation in which I can grow in understanding it and the ways in which it works. I do not have to take spiritual ideas on faith. I explore them until I have clear knowledge of them. Then they are my possessions, my pearls of great price. The full life is a field of limitless opportunity. It requires you no physical labor. You see yourself as you never have seen yourself before. You sense the spiritual power that is really yours, a power for you to use and live richly, happily, and to give in new ways to the other people. You have the sense that you are unconditioned and free. That's so true. No problems control your thinking. Your thinking controls and dissipates all problems. Your knowingness is always on time. You know what you need to know at the time you need to know it. All ideas are available to you, and your mind is open and receptive to them. You rejoice in a limitless opportunity that is yours. Those who live the full life have no fear of the future. They know that tomorrow is today amplified. Tomorrow is the outpicturing of today in a new arrangement. So, don't let this scare you, because this is a description of how I feel when I am in alignment with God, when I'm in a flowing moment. But, dude, we wake up with fears of tomorrow and everything else all the time, because that's the nature of fear.
Perfect time to mention the importance of starting your day with some sort of morning routine, whether it's some inspirational readings or meditation. But we highly recommend it, because you're not going to be able to live one day at a time without a morning routine. It's just impossible, because your brain is going to wake up bringing this big blur from the past.
It's true.
And also this big projection of the future. And when I sit down, it's the thing I look forward to no matter how I feel. It's my subconscious now already knows when I sit down with my books, I get a lift.
Dude, it's
a reset button. It like starts the day
It's like
fresh.
a Tylenol or something or an Advil for your headache. I mean, for me, as soon as I read it, and I do it in the middle of the night, in the middle of the day.
Oh yeah, you could do it.
Sometimes I'll kick my morning routine off at like 3 a.m. if that's when I need it, because I need to dislodge my thoughts, you know?
And once you're in the habit, it makes it easier if you're having a frustrating day. Now you have a way to start a new day. Just take a nap or just take a break and read something from your morning routine, and your mind will automatically click into a fresh start. Speaking of fresh start, isn't this time we thank our listeners?
It is time to thank our listeners. We actually had 2 new people, Bamboo Chen from Taiwan, on our Funniest Thing fan page, and what's this? Angel Guerrero Fernandez. Also, I don't think I was able to locate they didn't have their location
on their About Facebook.
Yeah, Nancy Sandoval. New people checking in with us. We always appreciate that.
Yes, we do.
We got Twitter people out there somewhere.
Yes,
we thank you for retweeting all of our tweets. Nancy Boudreau was one of them. And let's see here. We also like to thank Chief Engineer.
Oh, that's right. He makes it all sound great.
The Big Chief.
Yes, we love that he puts auto-tune on my voice, but he's not doing a very good job, according to some of our fans.
I know, from last week's letter. But the good news is that his name is Jeff Comfort. He's the chief engineer, and each week
he takes us
right into the comfort zone.
Yeah!
Woo! Kaboom! And we also like to shout out to the prayer line, 800-NOW-PRAY. 800-669-7729. That is an invaluable tool. To get yourself into the flow where you can start choosing some new thoughts, because it's helpful to have them praying, then you hear their new thoughts, and it's just such a good reminder. There's something about it that like instantly reawakens my mind to the reality that God is love and that life is good.
And that this prayer really does change things.
Yes.
I was carrying, if you listen to the previous segment, this fear and concern about my cat Francis.
Yes.
And I just feel overwhelmed and powerless about the whole situation. It's just, on my heart. So I've been holding off calling the prayer line. Well, we sat down at Mama's Pizzeria.
Yes.
Which we've been eating every day before the show.
Right.
And which is delicious. And I decided, I think you went into the restaurant. I said, you know what, I got to do. And I just did a quick prayer for Francis on the You Pray app, which is also Silent Unity.
The letter U, pray.
And it's free.
At the App Store.
And you don't even have to, you could just text one in quickly and send it off, and you just know that it's working.
I did the same thing for you and myself and my wife, and I got the letter back from them, and it said, as we pray for you, Jennifer and Daryl, we acknowledge the power of God within you. The power of God is underlying principle of order in all things. You attune yourself to this power in your quiet times of prayer, and you are guided to your good. And it says, please join in faith as we affirm we are filled with the power of God and open to divine order in our lives.
Oh, thank you, Ed.
Yeah. So that's, you get it if you want. You
And
just
it worked.
click-
Look how much better I feel. This morning I had my head in the oven.
Paul, that pipe was like a pipe to your head. It like blasted
Boom.
you out of despair,
Oh,
man.
man, it
we
was
were
awesome.
blessed. And now we got Jenn Henry coming up here, which is perfect timing because it's time for the Daily Words segment.
That's right. And you could get the Daily Word. If you don't already have the Daily Word, go to DarylandEd.com because it's the best price you will be able to start your subscription with from anywhere.
We
You-
got our own landing page
Yes, we do.
with our own deal.
Picture and our own little picture, and we really appreciate that, and we thank the editor and everyone at Daily Word
Yeah.
for providing that for our listeners exclusively.
That's right. And now we welcome Jenn Henry.
Hey guys, how are you?
Fantastic. How are you?
Fabulous. It's cold today.
Wait, you're in Chicago, right?
Yep.
And I was wondering, is that town on fire because of the big victory in the hockey last night? Do you know?
What hockey left?
Yeah, what hockey?
There's like the Stanley Cup playoffs are on. Our friend Noel Bax was actually at the game in Anaheim. And they beat the Mighty Ducks in 3 overtimes last night. And so I figured Chicago, would be going crazy.
No, you're not. Surprisingly, nothing bad has happened here.
No,
So
actually, when I said on fire, I meant joyously. I meant guys sitting around
joyously
talking.
igniting the city.
What's that?
Joyously igniting the city.
Yeah,
Yes!
like the Ignite Your Life campaign for unity.
yeah, I thought you were going to ask her if it's a windy city because I can hear wind. I think that's Jeff.
I see. Oh, dude, you calling him a windbag?
No, but I hear wind in the background.
That's Jen.
Oh, that's
That's Jen. I thought it was Hope breathing for a minute.
No, she's over in the by the water bowl where she always is.
Well, that's smart.
And our listeners will just let them know that's Jenn Henry's four-legged furry roommate.
Oh
Hope.
my gosh, so cute.
15-year-old Bashan, who is a little old lady.
Aw,
We love her.
we love her. Daryl, actually, didn't you make a cartoon involving Hope?
Yes, I did.
It's so awesome.
Yes, they're awesome. Oh my gosh. And it came to life 2 weeks ago on Facebook.
Yes.
Derek drew this awesome. We commissioned him, Les and I, my wife and I, commissioned him to draw a character of hope and faith, and he ended up doing comic strips for both of them, and they're absolutely fabulous. They're hanging in our dining room, and Hope's was this hilarious picture of her falling asleep in front of her food bowl. And last week, lo and behold, she made it happen. She fell asleep in front of her food bowl. So
Oh, yeah.
everyone, have Daryl draw pictures, characters.
Oh, well,
He is awesome.
well thanks.
Can we get that on Facebook, a side by side of those two things?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get that.
Yes, they are. Yeah, they're on my. I think they're both on my wall. So
Yeah.
I'll put them. I will share them on the Funniest Thing fan page.
Yes.
Perfect.
They're awesome.
Thank you. I had a great time doing those.
Well, once you got started.
Once I got there you go. That's a perfect for the new thoughts to choose. I had to actually convince myself that I knew how to draw.
Oh, dude, I totally hear you. It's
Because
amazing.
now it was for somebody I know.
Yeah.
And now, whenever I'm telling you, I am the most confident guy until someone expects something from
I
me.
hear you. I hear you.
My world. Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, I can't do that. Forget that.
Yeah. That's why these tools are so transformative. These tools.
Fear takes over.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for these tools
Yeah.
and prayer and meditation, I would have ran away.
right.
I would have just sent your money back. But because I was able to let it go
Yes.
and realize it was all
And
just...
they're fabulous.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah.
That's right.
But
We-
the fact is that exactly. You kept, sounds cheesy, but kept the faith. But you applied the tools. Like you sat back.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
but like in the morning routine or whenever you do
Yes.
it, I loved your comment about 3 a.m. I have done my morning routine
Yeah.
at 3 a.m. so many times.
Uh-huh.
And it's awesome when that happens because
Yes.
it's a time to turn off the bad 3 a.m. thoughts.
Yes.
Yep.
On good thoughts, because
Yeah.
3 a.m. thoughts are never good.
No.
Yeah.
Like, everything's going to come crashing down.
Right.
But anyway, settling yourself into your breath, and then look, you're able to create beautiful art, or you're able to, surf perfectly, or
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know that much about surfing, but
No, it's so
you know
true.
what I mean?
I
Like,
shared that last week. It's exactly right.
Well, because once I let go of that fear, it's like everything comes naturally.
And that goes along with what I was saying. We think we have, when we're in despair, we think we have to change ourselves or some outer condition. But it's just, if we could get ourselves to believe that just keep working on the level of thought, and get out and do some simple stuff, walk, whatever. Keep doing one foot in front of the other, and keep massaging our thinking, because we don't have to change ourselves at all. We just have to get thoughts that are more in harmony with who we actually already are.
Yes.
Exactly. And God is already on our side.
Yes.
To beseech and pray that, let me do the perfect picture
Yeah.
for Jenn and Leslie. No. God's already got the perfect picture.
Yes.
It's like, he's like, get out of your way, Daryl. Get out of your way, Jen. Get out of your way, Ed.
Yes.
And let me work through you.
Yeah.
How
And
often?
it's so hard,
Yeah,
because once
yeah.
you finally settle yourself and let God work through you,
Oh my God.
it's like your life becomes amazing.
And it's always the first idea. The idea
Yes.
arrived a long time ago, but for some reason I've decided to do all this song and dance until I eventually come back to the first idea and just do it lovingly and joyfully and let it be easy.
And you know what's amazing? Whenever I let go, I always surprise myself with my ability.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Then I go like this. Oh no, I'll never be able to do that again. And I gotta but then I reassure myself.
Yeah.
No, if you did it once, you could do it again.
Yep, exactly.
Let's hear this daily word. I think this is going to hammer this home nicely.
All right. Daily word. Wednesday, May 20th, 2015. Free. I celebrate the free spirit I am. Sometimes I may forget to give thanks for one of my greatest gifts, freedom. I am free to believe what I wish and worship where I want. I am free to travel and free to express myself. Most important, I am free to choose my thoughts and responses. In the silence, I let go of fear, worry, and pain. I release any limiting options or views of myself and claim my divine potential. My heart expands with gratitude as I connect with the part of me that knows no limits, my spirit self. I affirm I am free to choose my thoughts and responses and align my dreams with the highest good. I rejoice in the presence of unbounded spirit in me and claim my infinite potential. So if the Son makes you free, you will be free indeed. John 8:36.
You know what? This earlier today, I was talking to my wife. We were talking about something creative, and this image for myself came in. It's like my head will receive the image that God has in mind, that life has in mind. But if I leave it up there, it's too overwhelming. It's too heavy. It's impossible. But if I breathe and let it drop down into my heart, where my heart opens, my head relaxes. Like whatever, singing, whatever it is, surfing. Like once the heart opens and it drops down from the head, where it was like the receiving department, and goes into the heart, where it's actually, my heart believes it. My heart doesn't just believe it, knows it's possible, already knows it, enjoys it.
Enjoys the idea. When it drops into my heart, I start enjoying that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But when I leave it up in my head, my mind will start telling me why it might not be such a great, it's really not too practical, or I don't really want that anyway.
Yeah.
But if I let it drop in, I actually feel myself getting enthusiastic.
Yes.
Or my mind, if I love that, letting it drop into your heart, because that's where God goes to work.
Yes.
And the true creativity can begin. And also the idea that your heart isn't going to convince you of all the ways you could sabotage it, because that's what my head will do. My head will come up with 10,000 reasons why this isn't going to work out.
Yeah.
Or like you said, like, oh, no. But your heart, and I love that line in the Daily Word, or that sentence, in the silence, I let go of fear, worry, and pain. Because in the silence, you're sitting with your heart fully open and receptive to the love of God. And
Yes.
I think that there's nothing else, and there's no room for fear and doubt and worry when your heart is open. And so that's an amazing thing to me when you actually let your heart work.
Yeah, and it's like the heart becomes another light in the world, and it's just like seeing through the heart. It's a very different picture, you know. And one thing I've been affirming lately is my life is easy. You know, when I'm meditating, like everything's going well, it's easy. My life is easy. And the more I affirm that, the more all of a sudden I'm starting to get glimpses of the only thing that's not easy is the fear-based beliefs that get in the way of me accepting that it's easy, accepting that God's given me everything all the time, and all I have to do is say yes and go along with it. You know, like, so all the work I'm finding really is to just work the soil of my own mind so that it starts to accept and the seeds start to grow that my life is easy, that it's good, it's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be joyful.
Well, we already have everything we need to accomplish anything that we receive in our inspired moments. Yeah. You know, that's why as soon as I catch myself looking for a dramatic solution, like, I'm going to go to Hawaii for a month. Right. You know, and think that's going to bring me freedom. Right. You know, I mean, this is where my head goes. Like, I need a break from this. Yeah, yeah. You know, but once I settle down and then I get re-inspired, it's like, wait, what was it? Like those dramatic solutions are not solutions.
Because they always have a hangover attached, and God's solutions never have a hangover attached.
God's solution is just realizing what you said, that my life is easy. I have more blessings than stressings. Yes. And everything I need to be happy, joyous, and free, I already have.
Yes.
Exactly. And once we focus on that, it truly does. It's the truth. It is the truth of who we are.
Oh, I'm so glad we did this show and I didn't stay under the covers.
Me too.
And we have Jenn Henry and Paulette Pipe. This is like a great kid show for my soul.
I'm glad when you were texting me earlier, I just basically turned my phone off and started smoking a cigar and drinking a cappuccino and saying, "Oh, this is going to make great stuff for our show today."
You didn't shut it up because you sent me pictures of my nemesis from the coffee shop.
No, after that.
The coffee shop?
Yeah, because I know just who to send Pizarro to get him off the mat. And it was like throwing Apollo Creed in the ring with Rocky. Yeah, and he was in my corner going, "Get up, you greasy Italian."
He turns into Jesus turning over the tables. He's like, "Those hypocrites."
And I get my energy back.
It's hard for me to put into words, but I do love it.
He's like, "Okay, Rock's getting up off the mat."
I know, I'm just a good trainer. Jenn Henry, thank you so much. Tell Leslie we said hello and that we love her too.
Yes, and hope and faith.
Yes.
We love you. All the Henrys love you guys.
Thank
you for having me on your show.
You are welcome. Our fans love you. Coming up after the break, we have a joke of the day, listener mailbag. We got a spicy joke and so much more. So thank you for listening to Funniest Thing on Unity Online Radio.
What is called the pants?
All right, where's the highlighter?
I don't know, but we haven't seen Jeff in ages.
Give me your joke so I can highlight your lines. I know, we can't see Jeff, so we have no idea what time it is or anything.
No, but I was looking at that tiny clock in the corner.
Oh, there he is. Oh, dude, we're only about 5 minutes off.
That's good for not being able to see the clock.
I was wondering why you guys were running so late.
Well, we got a special guest. It's not often we get a celebrity from Chicago.
I gave her center of the screen.
We like to stretch it out, as you guys used to do in TV. That's what we used to do when we used to have problems. I'd have problems in the control room because I used to work producing segments for the news. I'd be like, "Oh shit!" So I go, "Tell him to stretch it out. Tell him to stretch it out." And they're out there going, and you see the host go, "Oh, so tell me, where's your favorite ice cream shop?" It's like, why did you ask him? He asked for his ice cream. Oh no! And I'm like, this is gonna go down the toilet. Can you fix that? And it's like, oh, it's awesome. It was awesome.
Can you imagine?
He's seen some of the crazier shows in my studio.
That's true.
Oh my God.
True.
I want someone to ask John Boehner what his favorite ice cream is. What's your favorite ice cream? Why are you so grumpy?
Dude, I got to eat those tacos with you when that mariachi rock band came in.
Oh my God, we had a mariachi rock band in my studio once.
Dude, they were awesome.
They actually brought in a full-on...
Yeah, we posted that picture on Facebook recently.
Yeah, they had a full-on taco, baking portable shop they brought into the studio.
Oh, a food cart, guys.
A food cart where they were actually cooking. Like they'd pull into like a street vendor. They said, "Hey, can we make some food in the studio?" And I said, "Really? Make food in the studio?" Because we have all this flammable stuff. And they said, no, we got enough for you guys too. I said, of course.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
The punchline is, and I get $43 back from Medicare. And that's Daryl's line.
Okay.
I get $43 back from Medicare. The joke is called sex therapy.
Alrighty, I will see you guys later.
Bye-bye, my friend.
Bye-bye. We love you.
Bye, Jeff.
Oh, do you have
We
a
now
daily
return to
word?
the funniest thing. Here are your hosts, Daryl and Ed, the best-looking guys on the radio.
That's it. You're gonna kick it.
All right.
Oh, welcome back. Guess what, Ed?
What?
Freedom's just another word for new thoughts to choose.
Yeah.
Why back in the 60s, folk singers did this when they sang?
I'm not sure they did.
Oh.
They can
Okay, so we have a reading to kick off this session, right? And it's from the Daily Word.
And this is another reason why we love the paper version of Daily Word, because we'll tear these out or we'll find one later that, or one that speaks to us. You could throw in a book or throw in your purse and have it for later. Yeah. And this one I just happen to have in my little
Tape
book.
it to your forehead so you can read it all day long.
Geez, that's what I need. On the inside of my sunglasses on my dashboard.
That's right. And Sunday, May 17th, which was just 3 days ago or 4 days ago, is consciousness. I center my thoughts on what I want most in my life. That's a good way to choose new thoughts, because often we forget that.
That we're allowed to think of what we want. I've actually told Bill O'Donnell that. A friend of mine who took over the teaching job that I had.
The guy that wears the dome over?
Yes, he has a dome over, which is a giant ball cap. Uh-huh. He's the artist. And I was saying, Bill, it's okay to sit with this great feeling you're having and expect more teaching and doing what you love. And I could see you almost thought, well, is that allowed? Yeah. And I said, yeah, I hear you. No, it's allowed. It's not only allowed, it's recommended.
Right. Well, there's that fellow Mike Dooley who teaches about visualizing. I mean, a lot of people do, but I just happened to read something of his, and I've been doing that more and more. And I realized too much of the time, my thoughts are trying to work out something that happened in the past, lamenting over it. Whereas the function of my brain is really to be an imagination to create what is to come and to, help mold what is to come and bless what is to come. Yes. So that's a big lesson for me right now. So here we go. I center my thoughts on what I want most in my life. Thoughts held in mind have a powerful magnetic effect called the law of attraction. In simple terms, this means what I think about, I bring about. Knowing this, I set my intentions on the love, peace, harmony, and abundance I want most in my life. By keeping my heart focused on good for everyone, I bring forth blessings for myself and others. That's a really good one. I pay attention to what I am thinking and the results that ensue. That goes to what you said at the beginning. I see how what I appreciate appreciates, how positive expectation yields positive outcomes. I lift my consciousness to manifest blessings for myself and others. I know the power of my own consciousness is one with the power of God, and with God all things are possible. So true. And it says, the good person out of the good treasure of the heart produces good.
I'm going to send that to Bill. That's perfect.
That is perfect.
I got to tell you one quick funniest thing before the joke.
Yeah.
The other day, yesterday, I was in the chapel. Yeah. Because my head was still over my cat and the dogs.
Head over heels.
Head over heels. I forget how that goes. They also sang a song called Skid Marks in My Heart.
Oh, yeah.
That was who were they?
Come on, keep
Who
rolling.
are the girls?
We're getting towards the
My
end
brain
here.
gets broken. It doesn't
Don't even worry. Tell us the story.
Oh my God. So anyway, I was sitting in the chapel and I knew I had to let go of these thoughts about not being able to cure myself, cure the cat.
Yeah.
And I finally hit at me. I was looking, believe it or not, I looked up and it says, from here I will inspire.
Yes. Fear not. I'm with you always.
I'm with you always. From here I will inspire.
Yeah.
And enlighten. These are the words in the chapel we go to at the Pauline Books and Media.
Yes.
And then I saw the statue they have of St. Paul. He's holding his sword. He's got his fingers up.
Yep.
And normally I just discount those. Oh, they're nice little statues. But this time I looked at it and I actually felt like he was talking to me, because every negative I thought that I would have, he would help discount it.
That's awesome.
Because I thought, well, I have those dogs, but I really don't play with them enough. And then St. Paul said, Daryl, they have a much nicer home with you than they did at the shelter. That's more than enough. And I went, darn. And then when I thought about Francis, he said, don't worry. He said, the center of God is everywhere, and the circumference of God is nowhere.
Yeah.
So it means the center of God, and this also went with Emmett Fox, see the presence of God where the problem is instead of trying to beg God to come down and fix the problem.
Yeah.
And I realized, no, all the power of God is centered in Francis.
That's right.
All the power of God is centered in myself.
Yes.
All the power of God is centered in my dogs
Oh, what
and
a
in all
relief.
my affairs. Yes, what a relief.
Yep.
And the name of the group was the Go-Go's. I remembered.
Perfect. I knew it would come.
Oh, it was a tough one.
Good. Well, let's go into the joke. That is a very beautiful story. I'm sure a lot of people will be touched by that because I feel lighter myself just hearing you share.
Well, because I would discount those statues as nice things.
Yeah.
But I never really felt the beauty of having these. You could call them, like, that's the good thing. Like, there's nothing to discount in any religion.
That's right.
Because one day you will find it might inspire you like these
That's what it's
statues
all
did
about.
for
Yeah,
me.
That's right. So this joke is called sex therapy.
Oh.
A couple, both age 78, went to a sex therapist's office. The doctor asked, "What can I do for you?" And the man said,
Will you watch us have sex?
The doctor looked puzzled but agreed. When the couple finished, the doctor said, "There's nothing wrong with the way you have sex," and charged them $50. This happened several weeks in a row. The couple would make an appointment, have sex with no problems, pay the doctor, then leave. Finally, the doctor asked, "Just exactly, or what are you trying to find out?"
We're not trying to find out anything.
The husband replied.
She's married and we can't go to her house. I'm married, we can't go to my house. The Holiday Inn charges $90. The Hilton charges $108. We do it here for $50, and I get $43 back from Medicare.
Yes. that's top of the pops.
Saved by the mailbag. Gabby, the postal pitbull, has arrived.
She arrived as always. Thank you, Gabby.
And if you want to see what Gabby and the rest of the crew looks like, you can go to darylned.com and press on the crew page. This letter is all the way from beautiful Laguna Beach, which is known as what? The Riviera of California?
That's what Stephanie Havelka told us.
Well, I believe it. I was there.
I do too. It's beautiful. It was amazing.
And it just happens to be from Stephanie Havelka.
What do you know?
She's the creator, innovator of Sportkini.
That's right.
And this is what she wrote. Funny how God works, ... I randomly chose an episode, literally closed my eyes to let God pick the episode to listen to in my car today. You could download all our episodes on iTunes or from the unity.fm. Just go to our website and they could download to any one of your portable devices.
That's right.
And that's at darylned.com. And she did this to listen on her car today. And I heard my own voice on the awful episode, and that's spelled AWE-FULL.
Like full of awe.
Full of awe. The topic, thank you God, was exactly what I needed to hear. Feeling full of gratitude for you guys and your boldness to do your show, Stephanie. And this came yesterday.
Yes.
Well, my head was still in a sticky place, and I even told her, I said, thank you for sending this.
Yeah.
Because I said my head was feeling, my thoughts were awful, and now because of your letter, I'm starting to feel a little more awful.
You know what this reminds me of another episode called Hurl Your Crap Over the Fence, which is all about this, letting go, casting the burden onto God. Because, like, when you're taking out the trash, you don't just leave some behind. You want to let it all go, right?
That's right. And that's a good point. So we'll make sure, if you're looking in the archives, another companion episode to this is
Hurl Your Crap Over the Fence.
Yeah, say it like it is. That's the title. Hurl your crap over the fence.
That's right. And like, again, don't just let go a little bit. You got to let go all the way.
Oh, wait a minute.
Sitting with the thinker, trying to work it out.
Woo!
It's a traffic jam of the brain. It makes you want to scream and shout. Instead of a pity party, Daryl and Ed just wanna dance. We're looking for a new thought, a prosperous avalanche. Get that finger going, here we go.
Okay.
We let go all the way. Let go all the way. Let go all the way.
Let go.
Yeah. Let go all the way. You got something to read?
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna have to steal it from yours.
That's alright.
Why do sailors dance like this?
Read it!
Okay.
Jeff Comer!
Visit DarylandEd.com to find easy links to everything we do, including the Funniest Thing podcast on iTunes, our YouTube page, our Twitter at Daryl and Ed, and the Funniest Thing fan page on Facebook. You can also start your own Funniest Thing study group. There's a page on there for
Jenn
that
Henry.
too. All you need is 2 or more friends and a podcast. And, as always, thank you for being a part of Funniest Thing with Daryl and Ed on Unity Online Radio.
Let go all the way. Let go all the way. Yeah. Let go all the way. Dance like a sailor. Chips.
Wow.